Welcome to Montville Township High School, where you can't hide from Mustang pride. A brand new high school can be a very scary thing, so we've created this video as a guide to help. Let's start with the building itself. MTHS's building has two levels. The bottom level consists of the rotunda, which is the heart of the school, holding the main office and administrators, nurses, and law enforcement offices. Level 1 also holds all of the odd-numbered rooms, starting with 100, 300, or 500. On this floor, you will find your history, English, and most elective classes. Level 1 is also home to our guidance counselor's offices, main gym, auxiliary gym, wrestling room, auditorium, cafeteria, and library. Level 2 has the even-numbered rooms, starting with 400 or 600. On this floor, you will find your math, world language, business, and science classes. Outside of the main building, you will find all of the outdoor athletic fields, including the football field, also known as Death Valley. As a student at MTHS, you will get football tickets for a discount price, as well as an awesome experience in the Stampede, which is MTHS's official student section. Death Valley is surrounded by the 400-meter track, baseball turf, softball turf, baseball field, softball field, and tennis courts. Within walking distance from the high school, you will find the Montville Township Public Library, home to countless online and hard copy resources free to use, as well as the Montville Recreation Center, which has 3 outdoor basketball courts, turf and grass soccer fields, a sand volleyball court, playground, snack bar, picnic area, and an indoor facility with a pool table, ping pong table, couches, and TVs. The high school has 2 parking lots, one for seniors and one for teachers. Underclassmen who have their licenses typically park at the rec center in the morning and walk up to the high school, which is about an 8-minute walk. If you are getting dropped off or picked up from school, your driver will enter the high school in the carpool line, which is supervised by MTHS teachers in order to keep everything organized and safe. You also have the option to take the bus to and from school. So, what's the daily schedule like? A few weeks before school begins, you will receive your schedule on Genesis. You can access this by going to parents.montville.net. Every student has to complete 140 credits over their 4 years of high school. Those credits are divided up amongst the different subject areas, including both the core subjects, like math and science, and elective subjects, like arts and technologies. So each class will have a designated amount of credits, which you will receive once you complete the class, and you must complete all subject credit requirements in order to graduate. Each class period is 55 minutes long. In between classes, you have 4 minutes to walk to your next period. MTHS uses a rotating schedule, which consists of 4 differently scheduled days with 6 out of your 8 classes each day. On a day 1, you will have your period 1, 2, and 3 classes in the morning, a 50-minute common lunch period, and your period 5, 6, and 7 classes in the afternoon. On a day 2, you will have your period 2, 3, and 4 classes in the morning, a 50-minute common lunch period, and your period 6, 7, and 8 classes in the afternoon. And so on and so forth. Your science teacher will tell you when you have a lab, which will be on one of the 4 rotating scheduled days. It will typically be adjacent to your science class. For example, I have lab day 4 second half, which means that on day 4s, I have to leave lunch halfway through the lunch period at 10:50 to go to my science class to participate in lab for the remainder of lunch. And once lunch is over, my science class will begin that same period. If you have lab the first half, you will simply stay in your science class, which would be the period right before lunch, for the first half of the lunch period. Science lab is mandatory for all lab sciences, which is every science course with the exception of earth science. Club meetings will typically happen during lunch or directly after school. Your club advisors will determine that. Athletic practice times vary depending on the sport, but most sports meet every day except for Sundays. Next, let's meet the administration. It's important to know your administration, just as important it is to know your teachers. Meet our principal, Mr. Douglas Sanford. Mr. Sanford works alongside our two vice principals, Mr. David Gelber and Mr. Kenneth Nadzak. You may also meet Mr. Guarino, our athletic director. Every single educator at MTHS is here to help you, so if you see them in the halls, don't be afraid to say hi or ask a question. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite part of the day, lunch. There are tons of options for lunch at MTHS. First, of course, you could bring a bagged lunch. If you choose to buy lunch, however, there are a few things you could do. For one, there's the hot lunch option. Every day, there is a special that is sold in the cafeteria. Students will form an assembly line and receive the special, and they will pay on their way out, either with their student ID, in which parents can load money onto online using Pay School Central, or they can pay with cash. Besides the special, there are other setups in the cafeteria and rotunda with options like sandwiches, pizza, salads, cookies, snacks, coffee, bagels, and more. Lastly, vending machines are available to students at any time of the day, with candy, snacks, and drinks. Certain breakfast items are available in the mornings as well. During lunch, you have the option to eat in the cafeteria, main gym, or auxiliary gym. And sometimes, teachers will allow students to eat in their classrooms as well. On nice days, the courtyard, which is attached to the library, will be open for lunch as well. Now, let's talk school events. On the first or second day of school, your class will be called down to either the auditorium or cafeteria, where Mr. Sanford will host your first class meeting. Class meetings typically last about 10 to 20 minutes, and they consist of introductory speeches from principals and class officers. Once we get more into school, you will have a Fall Spirit Week and Pep Rally. A flyer will be posted by your Student Activities Council prior to Spirit Week with all of the themes. And each day of Spirit Week, students will dress up for that day's corresponding theme. Theme days include Pajama Day, USA Day, Mockville Day, Color War, and so much more. On the last day of Spirit Week, you will attend the Fall Pep Rally. The Fall Pep Rally will consist of fun games for members of your class to participate in, and the class with the most points at the end of the day wins. On top of school-wide events, you will also have the opportunity to join some of the countless extracurricular activities offered at MTHS. From community service clubs, to arts clubs, to STEM clubs, to sports, there is something for everyone at MTHS. You can find all of the different club information at the club fair, which will be one day during lunch during the first 2 weeks of school. For sports, you can go to mothville.net/athletics to get more information. An important thing to keep up with here is Schoology. MTHS heavily relies on Schoology for assignments, announcements, assessments, and more. Not only will you find class materials and teacher updates on your personalized Schoology account, but also school-wide announcements from our principals will be available in the updates section, and some clubs and sports will create Schoology groups for you to join so that you can stay up to date on meetings. So, how do I stay organized here? Coming from a high school senior who has a very busy schedule, I have found great use of Google Calendar. With Google Calendar, I am able to connect my Schoology assignments to stay on track, create a list of tasks that will appear in order of the date they are due, and color coordinate my events so that I can tell by a quick glance when and what I have on my schedule for every day. The high school also provides you with a free MTHS planner on the first day of school to put your assignments in as well, if you would prefer to put them on paper. Once again, teachers, counselors, and administrators are here for you. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you feel swamped or confused about anything. My name is Alyssa Neff. I'm a senior at MTHS graduating in 2022. Principal Sanford will tell you at your class meeting as well as your graduation to try something new every day, and that is a piece of advice that you should not take lightly. If there is one thing that you can do to make your time at MTHS more valuable, it is to get involved. Throughout my 4 years at MTHS, I figured out what I liked and disliked, as well as what I wanted to do after high school. I will be attending Clemson University in the fall of 2022, majoring in graphic communications, and I have my MTHS teachers, coaches, club advisors, classmates, and administration to thank for that. I am leaving MTHS with a clear view on how I want to live the rest of my life, and that is simply because I got involved. Being a Mustang is all about being a part of your community, so get involved and do what you love. I hope this video provided you with the information you need to have a great experience here at Montville Township High School, and I wish you best of luck in your 4 years here.